What will the new era look like? That is something that I thought I would just discuss my thoughts on today. When I had my spiritual awakening, which was actually 9 years ago now, I got shown something that really resonated for me about where the future of humanity on this planet is headed. As I had entered this whole new consciousness and I had all these new ideas about life and what I was here to do, I asked the question, what will the new era look like? And I got shown something that really resonated for me. So I'll put that up on the screen. Unfortunately, I can't credit where I found this because it was 9 years ago and it was something that I saved at the time, but I absolutely couldn't find it for the life of me now. So I can't credit where it came from, but I think that this was a Mayan prophecy. So the prophecy is that there will be changes in the social systems. Current social, political, and financial systems based on fear, hostility, and competitiveness will start to fail and become obsolete in the new era. The fifth prophecy explains that our social systems will become dysfunctional and money will start losing its power. I definitely have seen a lot of this happening already. I don't know if anyone else has seen this, or almost like we're building to something that is going to topple. Obviously, money is losing its power due to inflation, but I think it's also losing its power in terms of its hold over people, or it will in coming times, because as we connect more to ourselves, our individual selves, and what's important to us individually, for some of us, money really isn't high on our values. And that's more of a collective value that we've been chasing that other people have told us to value. As we connect with our own deep, innate value systems, if money isn't one of those values, then it has a lot less power over us. Some people, money is actually one of their highest values, but it's not the majority of people. And I think that this has become more of a collective idea in lieu of us having our own individual values that we are connected to. Information systems based on technology will collapse as the sun's increasing activity damages satellites. I don't know about this one, but I definitely think something is going to have to happen to these technology systems that we've become so reliant on at some point to really shake people awake. I think that would really lead to huge transformation if something like that were to happen. Our minds will evolve into a higher state of awareness, allowing humans to communicate through telepathy. I definitely believe in this one. I have experienced it myself back 9 years ago when I was functioning in the higher consciousness states directly after awakening. And the telepathy was awesome. And it's hard to explain. It wasn't like we were reading each other's minds, but it's like just a state of connectedness. As we become more connected to ourselves, we'll become more connected to others and be able to have a fundamental understanding without needing to use words anymore about what others need and what others are feeling. And I've definitely experienced a version of this. The photo that I'm probably going to use as my thumbnail is actually from one of these moments after I first awakened, when I had picked up a pot plant and there must have been a snail on the pot plant because I looked down and there was a snail slowly climbing my hair. And the snail just looked at me and I looked at it, and it was just this moment where we were one. I felt so connected to the snail. I was the snail. This is very difficult to describe without having experienced it. I think if someone had tried to describe this to me 10 years ago, I would have thought that they were insane. And I definitely wouldn't have gotten it. It has to be felt rather than understood here. But I've definitely had plenty of these moments since. And it's such a beautiful feeling when the more we each become connected to ourselves, the more we become connected to every other thing, living or not living. It all just feels like an extension of the self. And I definitely feel like oneness is going to be a huge part of the new era. Religions will also enter a period of crisis, transforming rigid religious dogma into spirituality and oneness. So, yes, this is exactly what I have been experiencing myself for the last 9 years. I think I come in and out of it. Sometimes I'm functioning at the high consciousness, but I oftentimes also will ground, and I sort of go up and down between the states still, while the majority of people are in the 3D. I can definitely see that a lot of people would potentially move towards spirituality away from typical religions. I think at the moment we're seeing a lot of backwards and forwards, a lot of people leaving the new age spirituality to move towards religions, and then people going the other way as well, moving from religions towards spirituality. I definitely feel like in terms of spirituality, what I think is just connecting to yourself more, and that being your overarching guide rather than submitting to a higher order system above the self, having our own spirits come alive within us, getting that greater connection to oneself and therefore everybody else. I do feel like this shift into this new era will be uncomfortable, and unfortunately it might be a situation where in order to come together, first we have to come apart. So it's kind of like an elastic band. At the moment we're kind of in that phase where it's pulling apart. We are pulling away from each other further and further at the moment, but we will sort of rebound and come together. That is what I see happening. I do feel that the future of this planet will be beautiful, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I think there's going to be a lot of oneness and spirituality and people coming together, expressing the greatest versions of themselves and being able to be more empathetic and loving towards others as a result. So I'm very much looking forward to it.